The inmate who turned himself in and the ministers forced to defend themselves over the prison's fiasco. Meanwhile, the hunt for another inmate freed in error from Wandsworth continues. Also tonight.
Evening News with Lucrezia Millarini.
Good evening. ITV News has filmed the moment one of the two prisoners mistakenly released from custody handed himself back into jail. William Smith, known as Billy, calmly walked back into Wandsworth prison this morning to resume his sentence for fraud 3 days after he was freed in an error. But a manhunt is still underway for a second prisoner, an Algerian national, who was also wrongly set free by HMP Wandsworth. It is further humiliation for the government and particularly for the Justice Secretary, David Lammy, who is facing difficult questions over his handling of the affair, including accusations he was dishonest in Parliament. Our UK editor, Paul Brand, has our exclusive report. Our political editor, Robert Peston, is here. And Robert, just extraordinary pictures that we captured today. But, you know, this is turning into quite the farce.
Yeah, that's one register. At that point, he'd just be shipped out. But Italy told that the Border Securities Bill, which is going through the House of Lords as we speak, had a clause when somebody who's not entitled to be here cannot be expelled back to their home country.
Continues this evening. Thank you very much. Well, next, there's more trouble ahead for Andrew Mountbatten Windsor after members of the US Congress invited him to give evidence over his relationship with paedophile Jeffrey Epstein. It came as the King officially stripped his disgraced brother of both his HRH and Prince titles. Our royal editor, Chris Shipp, is back here. The mother and father of Southport attacker Axel Rudakabana today apologised to the families of the girls he murdered and said they were profoundly sorry for their son's actions. Giving evidence to the public inquiry into what happened, Alphonse Rudakabana said he had lost the courage to save the little angels, but the families of the victims have called for the killer's parents and authorities to be held to account for what they allowed to happen. From Liverpool Town Hall, here's our North of England reporter, Amy Welch. The Philippines has declared a state of emergency after Typhoon Kalmyki left at least 114 people dead and more than 120 missing. The typhoon hit the country on Tuesday, bringing with it powerful winds and more than a month's worth of rain in a single day. It caused devastating floods and more than 500,000 people have been forced from their homes. Kalmyki has now made landfall in Vietnam, where more deaths are being reported, and next in its path is Thailand on Saturday. Sharon Preet-Kara has the latest. Our rapidly warming oceans are making typhoons like Kalmyki and hurricanes like Melissa more intense and more dangerous. And Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer called for the world to tackle that as he made a speech at the UN's COP climate change conference in Belém in Brazil. Prince William also spoke and said the world must go further and can't do it alone. But the planet's biggest polluters, the United States, China and India, aren't there. So what difference will it make? From Brazil, here's our science correspondent, Martin Stew. There is plenty more to come on the ITV Evening News, including that and much more after the break. Stay with us. Hello and welcome back. Fire services across the UK have revealed that emergency call-outs for air fryer user error are nearly 3 times higher than those for faulty appliances. Research by ITV's Tonight programme found one of the leading causes of such fires was owners placing their appliance on top of a conventional hob. There's also concerns about the rise in dangerous cleaning advice on social media and a warning. This special report from our consumer editor Chris Choi contains footage of those tips which you should not follow. And you can watch air fryers. Do you know the dangers? From 8:30 tonight on ITV1 and ITVX, and at 11:15 tonight on STV. Some other news now, and there was bonfire night disorder across the UK last night, with emergency personnel being attacked in multiple cities in Scotland. The Governor of the Bank of England says he believes inflation peaked last month and will fall over the coming months. It came as the bank held interest rates at 4% with uncertainty around the upcoming budget and ongoing food price rises. Our economics editor Joel Hills is at the Bank of England for us this evening. Joel, any clues as to when and if we'll get another interest? You're watching the ITV Evening News. It's just after 7. Here's what's still ahead. Well, let's get an update on what is making the news tonight. First, cheers to that indeed. That is all from us for now. Julie is here, the latest at 10, but from me and everyone on the Evening News team, bye-bye, have a good evening.